So we've all done this once, haven't we? Now we'll begin to get familiar with the sequence. So if you feel familiar with the sequence and you don't necessarily need my guideline, do this as fast or as slowly as you want. Because ultimately when you've learned the sequence, you can do this quite strongly or you can do it slowly. So doing it fast is great when we're feeling low, and doing it a bit more slowly and a bit more mindfully is great when we're feeling more anxious. That's what I found. So bring the feet about 2 inches apart. So we can stand tall with the insides of the feet aligned. So just take a bit of time to get into a good, strong, balanced standing posture. So where you can really feel the feet in contact with the floor and your arms are relaxed down by the sides of the body. The shoulder blades are relaxed and your pelvis is straight, the tailbone's long, and your shoulder blades are just drawn down and into the back. And then bring your hands together into the heart center. Press the back of the thumbs into this space. And just breathe into here for a few breaths, just again connecting ourselves to a centered place, a balanced place before we begin the practice. And on the next out breath, release the arms down by the sides of the body. Breathe in and lift the arms up and go into a nice back bend, keeping a bit of tension in the abdominals and the thighs. Breathe out, we're going to fold forwards. So bending the knees if you need to, but otherwise folding forwards, nice straight spine, taking the hands to the floor. To get the hands to the floor, you may need to bend the knees quite a lot. And on the next in-breath, step back confidently with the right foot. So a confident step back with the right foot. And then drop your right knee to the floor. So we're into a nice lunge. You feel that lunge down the whole of the right leg. So you may just need to step that foot back a little bit. That's it. Okay, then lift the knee, push into the hands, and step back with the left foot. So we're down into down dog and really stretch out through the spine, stretch out through the legs. And then bring the knees to the floor. And on the next out breath, we're going to do Ashtanga Mudra. So bring the chest and the chin to the floor. Squeeze the elbows into the body. And then slide the body along the floor. And just push up into an easy cobra. And then breathe out and release back down. Tuck the toes under if they're not already. Breathe in, lift up onto all fours. And as you breathe out, push up into the feet, lifting the back of the hips up into the air, down dog. And then we're going to step forwards with the left foot. So breathe in and step forwards with that left foot, shuffle it through a little bit if you need to. Let's drop into the lunge, so just drop your right knee down to the ground so you can really feel that lunge. Then lifting the right knee. On the out breath, sweeping the right foot forwards to join the left, fold forwards into forward bend, and then lifting up on an in-breath. So lift the arms up, and then lift all the way up. That's it, back bend, and release the hands back down to the heart center. Great. And release the hands. Now just a little note, we're going to do it again on the other side, but if we struggle with Ashtanga Mudra, this posture, it requires a lot of flexibility, more than you think, to do this. And a lot of people struggle with it. So if you struggle with that, instead of doing that and then cobra, you can just go from here and just kind of slide forwards into cobra. Okay, so you can go from here and just slide the body forwards into a back bend. Yeah, so that's an alternative here. So get balanced. Hands into the heart center. And you know, we can do this. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I'll do 10 of these, and that's 20 both sides, and fast and strong, and you're out of breath at the end of it. So it can become aerobic and very strength building. Breathe out and release the hands down by the side of the body. Breathe in, lift up, keep a bit of tension in your tummy and thighs to protect the back. And breathe out, fold forwards, keeping that spine straight. Hands to the floor, bending the knees if you need to. And then step back with the left foot, a good, confident step back. Really step back as far as you can. And then drop that left knee to the floor. And just look up. Just look at me, actually, rather than look up to the ceiling, because you don't want to crick the neck. So this is a strong lunge. Push into the floor, lift that left knee, push the hands into the floor and step back with the right foot. So down dog, and just feel that stretch through the legs and the back. That's great. Breathe out, drop the knees to the floor. And then either just ease through into a hanging cobra or drop into Ashtanga Mudra. So the chest and the chin on the floor, the bum sticking up, and then slide the body forwards as you start to breathe in and just push up into cobra. Keep the elbows bent, lovely. Breathe out and release back down. Tuck the toes under. Breathe in, all fours, and then breathe out to down dog. Stretching through the body, and then we're going to step forwards with the right foot. When you're ready, shuffle it forwards or step forwards. Drop the left knee to the floor. So you go into the lunge again. Look up this time so we get a stretch through the back. Lift the left knee, and when you're ready, just sweep that left foot through. Breathe out and fold forwards into a forward bend. Keep the knees bent if you need to, and then breathe in to lift up. That's it, lift all the way up. Back bend and breathe out to release. Very good. Okay. And just notice how you feel here. Warm, I think. I don't know where she's put the control. Bless. And I'm too warm now. That's typical. It's out there, is it? I don't know. Can't see it. I'll go and ask the woman in a minute. Right, and just notice how you feel. Apart from feeling warm, does it energize? Sorry? I don't think you can just turn them off. You need the control. Yeah, I'll go and ask her in a minute when I've got you doing the next thing, yeah. So we're going to come back down to the floor now. Yeah, definitely. So come back down to the floor and sit in Dandasana again, you know, with your legs out straight. Sit in Dandasana with your spine nice and straight. Hi, have you got the control? I just need to turn it down. Yeah, it was freezing to begin with. It was absolutely freezing. So. It was on. She was tuned it on too. Yeah, again, yeah. I just forgot to adjust it. What with all the mess about, you know, I'd forgotten. So. Yeah, 27 degrees. Great. So we're going to do Paschimottanasana, so a seated forward bend. So get a good base here. Seat bones in full contact with the floor, so we might need to move away some of this lovely padding. And remember that if this posture is a bit strong for you, you can use a block, you can use a padding or a roll underneath the knee. And we're going to move forward into a forward bend, which is a very calming, introverting posture, great for anxiety. So you may need to keep your knees bent a little bit. In fact, we're all going to do that to begin with. So just bend your knees. We're all going to bend the knees to begin with. So just bend your knees a little bit. You get the same benefits in forward bend doing it in the chair as well. So bend your knees. And just to begin with, have your hands by the sides of the body. And breathe in, lift your arms up, really stretch up through the spine. And as you breathe out, fold forward so that you take your torso onto your thighs and just drop your hands to the floor either side of your legs. Okay, keep that head nice and loose. And then we're going to breathe in and lift up. So breathe in, lift the arms up, all the way up. And breathe out to release. And then let's have a little play. So your knees are still bent. Everybody's knees bent. I want you to hold around the back of your thighs and take your torso onto your knees. So take your torso, your chest, your belly onto your thighs, if you like. And hold the back of the legs just loosely. And just start to scoot the seat bones back. So just start to shuffle backwards so that you keep your torso in touch with your thighs, but you just start to straighten your legs. Just walk your seat bones back a little bit.
See how far you can get with the torso still in contact with the thighs. And then release and just lift up. Keeping the spine nice and straight. Oh, it doesn't seem to be working, does it? Funny thing. Maybe the battery's going. Right. So that's what we're looking for. Ultimately, Paschimottanasana is, I'll just show you, it's just to show you, ultimately, if we're flexible enough, and this builds over time, we breathe in and we keep the spine long, and then we breathe out with the legs straight. Maybe if I do it side on. And this is a strong posture, so this is why we keep the knees bent to begin with. We breathe out and we keep the legs straight, and we take the torso down onto the thighs with the legs straight, so we can hold the feet. That's the full posture, so that we can bring our forehead onto our knees, but our spine has to be straight. So there's no point going into forward bend, round in the back, because we haven't yet got the flexibility. So to do that, we just need to bend the knees as we go down into it. So we're all going to have a go at it. Now, if you've got slightly tight hamstrings and find this posture a bit uncomfortable, I want you to bend your knees. If not, we're going to keep the legs straight, but we're just going to come down to where you're comfortable. So hands by the side of the hips. Breathe in and lift the arms all the way up. Keeping the spine straight, fold forwards from the hips, and just get to where you can get to until everything tightens up. And then just drop your hands down onto the floor to rest the hands onto the floor. So the spine is straight and your neck and your head is loose, and just breathe here. You can feel the stretch in the back of the legs, can you? And then we're going to breathe in to lift up. So lift your arms up as you breathe in and lift all the way up and release the hands down. So while we're still working with this and building flexibility, we may only get, and you were very good, you may only get to here, because the spine needs to be straight, the knees bent if you need them, but the spine straight. It takes a bit of a while longer to get fully down. But let's see if we do it a second time, now this final time, if we can get a little bit closer to the feet. Okay, so legs straight, sitting up tall, hands by the side of the body. Breathe in and lift up, because we elongate the spine before we do the movement, okay? And breathe out, fold forwards, keeping that spine nice and long, and just see if you can get a little bit closer to your feet. See if you can hold the ankles or the shins or even the feet. Breathe here, a couple of breaths, one breath in, one breath out, and when you're ready, breathing in, lifting the arms up and lifting up to come up, and breathing out to release the hands back down. Great. And just have a little ease back. Take your back onto your hands and just rock through the back of the heels. Okay. So we're going to try half shoulder stand now. And then that'll be the last posture before we drop down into a little bit of breathing, or chanting actually, and then a yoga nidra. So I want you just to watch this first. Don't know. Okay, so we're going to start in effortless rest posture. And for half shoulder stand, we take the thighs over the chest. And we're just going to have a little play of kind of lifting the buttocks up, if you can see that. Pushing into the hands, lifting the buttocks up. And then, when we feel comfortable, we're going to have a go at, and it's on the out breath. So as we breathe out, we push into the hands and we lift the buttocks up and we catch the back of the hips in the hands. Okay, so we just hold the back of the hips in the hands, and we just try and make the back nice and straight. So we get a little bit of that lumbar lordosis. So the elbows are in full contact with the floor. And we can just rest here. It's quite strong in the elbows and the wrists, so you might not be able to hold it for too long. Rest here. And you can see if you can extend the legs out a little bit. So the chest comes towards the chin. It feels like it's restricting the breathing a little bit, but you've just got to breathe into a different part of the body. And then to come out of it, we just roll the knees down and we just release the hands and we just let the buttocks roll down to the floor. Okay, so is everybody happy to have a go at that, yeah? Because the full shoulder stand, like the headstands, they're inversions and they are just wonderful, invigorating postures. They're great for depression and they bring a wonderful supply of oxygen to the brain. They really oxygenate the brain. So lie on your backs with your knees bent. Yeah, and get balanced here. Make your palms are facing down, so your hands are long and your palms are facing down by the sides of the hips. So make sure your palms are facing down because you can be pushing into them in a minute. Take both thighs over the chest. And just have a little play. So push into the hands and just see if you can just slowly rock up. Pushing into the hands, rocking up a little bit, just easing the buttocks up, rocking up, having a little play. And then when you feel comfortable with that, on an out breath, some of you are there already, that's it. Breathe out and push up and catch the back of the hips in the hands. Okay, takes a little bit of confidence to get there. If you're there, see if you can just drop the hips into the hands, flattening the back. If you can't, I just want you to stay with your legs raised in the air and the back on the floor. And if you're here and you feel comfortable here, see if you can straighten the legs out. So the legs are at an angle, folding forwards. Okay. If you didn't have much success with that for now, you can just stay here with the legs raised in the air. That's it, wonderful. And just breathe into this, just holding it for as long as you're comfortable. Feeling the chest more towards the chin. Taking a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready to release out, bending the knees and just rolling the spine down onto the floor again. Okay. Very good, everyone. Very good. And just have a little rest there. Okay, keep the knees bent. Have the arms resting out to the side of the body. That's it. So your arms are in T shape. Bring the feet and the knees together. So the knees are bent, the feet and the knees are together. We're just going to finish off with some spinal twists. That's it. So bring the feet and the knees together. Arms out in a T shape. That's it. Bring the heels comfortably close into the buttocks so the knees are really bent. And take a breath in, and as you breathe out, just drop your knees over to the right. Let the feet stack one on top of the other. Drop them over to the right. And you can twist in a chair. Breathe in to bring them up. Breathe out, drop them over to the left, and turn your head to look right. The opposite direction, that's it. If your neck's okay, breathe in to come up. And just do this twice more on each side. So knees one direction, head the other direction. And then when you've finished your 3 on each side or so, we're going to just get ready to drop down into relaxation, into Yoga Nidra. So if you want to just wrap up, put anything on that you need to put on. I'll put the lights on. Okay, so just dim the lights a little bit. That's it. So wrap up as you need to. And ease the body down onto the mats. A nice way that I teach Yoga Nidra in my, certainly the Yoga for Health class, will have lots of this kind of thing. You might just want to turn your body on your mat so that your head is facing me and your legs are away. That's up to you though, but that's quite a nice way of just kind of having a little bit more privacy or whatever, but it's totally up to you. And when I do Yoga Nidra at home, I always put a blanket on because it's surprising what a difference just being really warm makes. So just make sure that you are really warm, that you've got enough clothing on to feel very warm in the body itself. Yoga Nidra takes us pretty deep
into a very deep relaxation. And the things that will stop us going into a very deep state of relaxation, and this is at brainwave level and deep in the body systems, the things that will stop us are tension and discomfort of the body and the body not being warm enough. So make sure that your body feels warm. And just allow the body to settle into the floor. And you can do this also almost just as well sitting upright, supported by a chair or the wall. You know, people who have coughs and colds, quite often they need to be upright. Time for Yoga Nidra, Hari Om Tat Sat. Allow the body to settle into the floor. Adjust the posture for your own comfort. That might mean that your knees are bent, that your head is supported by something underneath the head. But ideally the legs are out straight. And the legs are a little way apart, just so that the feet can flop out to each side. The arms are resting down by the sides of the body, but a little way from the body, with the back of the hands on the floor, so the palms can relax upwards, you see. This allows your pectoral muscles to open, the chest to open, and the shoulders to release back down into the floor. Make sure that the neck is long, so dip your chin a little bit down towards your chest and feel how that lengthens the back of the neck. Keeping the back of the neck long so that we keep the spine in a perfectly straight line. And feel your body in a straight line from the top of the head to the space between the feet. And equally balanced left and right. Become aware of the body in a straight line. Become aware of the contact between the body and the floor. In the points where the body is fully in contact with the floor, at the back of the heels, the back of the calves, back of the hips, all the way up and through the body. And through these points of contact, feel the weight of the body releasing into the floor or the support beneath you, so that little by little the body becomes heavier. And you can feel the weight of the body surrendering to the floor. There is nothing to do in this posture except let go and listen to me. As the senses slowly start to shut off from the external and become more internalized, the last sense to shut off is hearing. So no matter how deep you go into this practice now, you will still on some level be able to hear my voice. And the heavier the body feels, the more you can let go into the support beneath you. And the more you can let go into the support beneath you. That's right. All you need to do is let go into the support of the floor. And just listen to my voice as we begin the practice of Yoga Nidra. And say to yourself quietly, I am now practicing Yoga Nidra. I will remain awake and aware. Becoming aware of the breath. And on each out-breath, let go and relax. That's right. Breathe out and relax. And feel the body sinking deeper into the floor. We're going to begin the process of awareness around the body. Before we do that, just bring your awareness to your mind's eye. Bring your awareness to the midpoint of the eyebrows, to the mind screen. And if you have a sankalpa, a resolve, a positive statement of intent about your future life. Recall that now and repeat it 3 times with faith, with intention. Repeat your sankalpa silently to yourself. And then beginning on the right side, take your awareness to the right hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, waist, hip, thigh, knee, back of the knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, all the toes together. The left side, taking your awareness to the left thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, waist, hip, thigh, knee, back of the knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, all the toes together. Take your awareness to the back of the body, right buttock, left buttock, the lower back, the whole length of the spine, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, space between the shoulder blades, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, space between the eyebrows, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, tip of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, chin, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, top of the chest, middle of the chest, the whole rib cage, abdomen, navel, groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, both arms together, the torso, the head, the whole right side of the body, whole left side of the body, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Bring your awareness to the breath at the tip of the nostrils, the movement of breath at the very tip of the nostrils, just where the breath is entering and leaving the body. And become aware of the subtle sensations
of breath and air and texture and temperature in this area. Very subtle tingly sensation on the in-breath, and the softer sensation as the warm, moist air leaves the body on the out-breath. And find the triangle in the nostrils. Two sides of the nostrils form an equilateral triangle, leading all the way up to the eyebrow center. And with awareness, allow the breath and awareness to move up these two sides of the nostrils on the outside edges of the inside of the nostrils all the way to this apex point in the eyebrow center. And on the out breath, moving back down again from the apex point to the base of the nostrils. Just allow your awareness to move with the breath up and down this triangle inside the nostrils. Staying with the breath, noticing if any thoughts arise, just taking a oh well or hey ho attitude and just letting them go, not getting distracted. If the mind does wander, simply accept that and notice that and bring the mind back to working with the breath. And then let go of that practice and feeling the body heavy on the floor. Feeling the breath moving in the body. Bringing your awareness once more to the space behind the closed eyes in the mind screen. And if you have your sankalpa, repeating it to yourself exactly as you did with the same words at the beginning of the practice, 3 times with the same heartfelt intention of faith. And then becoming aware of the body on the floor, becoming aware of the location and position of the body on the floor and others around you in the room. Becoming aware of the contact between the clothing and the body, the movement of air on the face or the exposed parts of the body. Becoming aware of the sense of hearing, sounds inside the room, sounds outside the room. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now over. Taking your awareness down into the feet and the legs, just starting to move and stretch the muscles, and in the hands and the arms. Introducing subtle movements and stretches. Having a stretch overhead when you're ready. Stretching the body, just gently having a yawn and a stretch, taking some breath deeper into the body. Moving the body, and if you want to, bending the knees, taking the thighs over the chest, having a little rock on the back of the body, just to ease out through the low back. And when you're ready, just pushing up to a seated posture. Opening the eyes. Bringing your hands to the floor. Breathing in, lifting the arms all the way up, bringing the hands together in prayer position, and then bringing the hands down in front of the face, in front of the throat, back into the heart center. And this peace, in this space, in this connection that you're building up, and you've only had 8 weeks, it's a short space of time, retain it with you, take it off the mat and into the world. And namaste, everybody. Thank you very much. So I hope you've enjoyed the course.
got some feedback forms, so please, if you can all complete that before you go. There are some pens outside on the table. Really appreciate that. And this personal evolution plan is just a way of you to keep some progress going. So which points would have interest to you, either today or throughout the course? What are your goals in relation to that? How would you like to be different? What goals are you going to set yourself? And then what actions are you going to take? So it's just a way of encouraging you to kind of keep on the journey and keep moving towards your goal after the class. So thank you very much, everyone. And we'll let you know the DAS scores. Remind us if we forget. If we haven't already given them to you. And I will let you have the online links as well shortly.